Good, and you? My name is Wyatt. Welcome back to New Hampshire Vintage. Today is kind of a all-around video, doing a bunch of little stuff that doesn't warranty a full video. We got a bunch of little maintenance stuff, so without further ado, let's just get right at it. And we're going to start with our first sled, which you guys haven't seen yet before. And yeah, hopefully I stuck it in the back of the trailer so I don't have to play musical sleds. Also, my son's in the background, so you might hear him talking. So, all right, let's get this garage door open and get this thing in the shop. I'm also sorry, my tripod's a little broken. All right, that help a little bit? Yeah, maybe. I gotta get a new tripod. But let's see if it's in the back. I'm hoping. Wow, that was a really annoying sound. Yes, it is in the back. All right, let me fish it out of this snowmobile trailer, as known as sled storage. If you guys don't have these dollies, I definitely recommend investing in a set. The issue with these trail twisters is they don't have a front bumper, so you can't really grab it to get it lifted up. I really should lower this lift table and like recess it in the concrete, but if I want to move it one day, then I'm gonna have a huge square dirt patch that I'm gonna have to refill back in. I'd rather just keep lifting them on, I guess. There we go. So let's do a quick walk around on this rig. This is a 1975 Mercury Trail Twister 440. It is a early 75 production model, and some of you Merc guys will know because that has the center headlight. Later on they moved them over. I heard bits and pieces that the exhaust was getting in the way of wiring and there was like a recall. I'm not entirely sure. Sorry, I had a brief pause. The electrician showed up and I put in some new fans in the shop, rose those up so when I take sleds off the top I don't get scared to hit my forklift on them. They were down another like 3 feet, these two, so now they match that one. But back to the snow twister. I don't even know where I was. So I picked this up this spring. It's been allegedly gone through completely, top to bottom. It's not perfect though, and the price reflected that. You could see there's a little bit of gouging on the fiberglass belly pan here, but overall each side, you know, a little bit of hitting where the ski probably comes up, but overall this is in really good shape. You got scratches there underneath where you lift the sled. A lot of guys don't know when you move these things, they'll put like a dolly here, and this can't really support the weight and you can crack it underneath. So that's why you really don't want to lift this thing with a snowmobile dolly, unless if you try to place it underneath the tunnel. The seat's been rewrapped, and it was rewrapped with, I believe this is a 76 design, but it actually looks really good with the rest of the sled. Bumper has a little bit of a, gouge in it, and it's pulled. Has the rear snow flap. And, there's a couple cracks in the dash. It has a ski rule tach. We're going to get to that in a second. And you can see spots where things have been added. And this thing allegedly has heated hand grips. It's got the rare blue sought-after $1 million windshield. I guess these things are pretty desirable in the Merc world. So that's got it. I don't know if it's the original or if it's a repop, but it's really good shape, no cracks or anything. Skis are good. It's got 1 million holes in it from either how they're designed. I don't think they originally had 1 million holes, or maybe just different wear bars and different times, but that's okay. Plenty of power to push through the little bit of snow that pushes through that. And let's see, underneath here, the track is in really good shape. If you can see, it actually is picked. It is studded. But overall, underneath, it's bogey wheels seeming like in really good shape, and there's plenty of slide left on it, and so we're gonna run it the way it is. Original 440 TT trail twister mark. Now let's look underneath the hood here. I don't think oh no, I have it unstrapped. Okay. Still got all the original foamage, but it is deteriorating, as you can see. This foam, once it gets old, it like falls apart. There's the engine. Nice 440, fan cooled. It's got the air box, which I guess is always missing. This one has it. It is pretty complete. It does have a little bit of, wiring has been done. Headlight's been redone. And I'm sure there's, connectors and stuff that's been touched with, but it's, it's 50 plus years old. But like I said, for the price I paid for it, I think I did all right. I'm not scared to high prices from you guys. I paid $2,500 for this trail twister. It's got 4,000 miles, but it has, like I said, allegedly been fully rebuilt top to bottom, and ran really good when I picked it up. Like 1 or 2 pull sleds, but I think the carbs need to be gone through a little bit over the summer. I think it's they gummed up a tiny bit, but we'll see. I'm gonna pull them and check them, make sure they're clean anyways, and just get the sled ready to go. We're supposed to get allegedly a foot of snow tomorrow, and I want to take this thing for a little rip around, so we're gonna get it ready to rip. So yeah, let's get this airbox pulled off. Let's take a look at the carbs, and also we're gonna change out this ski rule tach for a Merc tach. Hopefully that Merc tach works. If it doesn't, the old ski rule tach's going back in. But it theoretically should work. It's just, yeah, should be fine. We can splice some wires and get that to work. Fuel filter looks fine too. So let's just pop this airbox off. Like so. As you see, we got 2 Mikunis here. So we're going to loosen up one and get that all rebuilt, and then we'll do the other. Now, Mikunis are pretty simple. There's just 2 jets. There's a pilot and then a main jet. The biggest issue, careful of the slides. The biggest issue with these things, if they've been sitting for a while, is the choke cable can get stuck in there. And it's just not a fun time. Yeah. See if I can loosen that up. All right, that one loosened up pretty good. The true test is it going to actually come out? Yes. Good. So when you take these off, I still got to take the fuel line off. It's a little tight on there. You want to check your carb boots. You can start forming. This one just barely is starting, nothing crazy. But you can start forming pretty significant cracks here. These like to wear out over time. And once you get cracks, you get air. And then you're in for a world of hurt if you keep that going like that. You will run super lean and then engine will go kaplooey. So you don't want that. But these ones look like they're in pretty good shape. Little tiny bit, nothing crazy. So we'll just keep an eye on these. And I'll probably get another set ordered once I can find a set. But for now, I think these are going to be okay so far from what I can see. You'll be able to tell because this thing will want to rev to the moon if it's getting air through there. So let's get that fuel line off and get this thing on the bench. So now that we have it on the bench here, just pop these screws and we can get the bowl off. These ones aren't super tight, which is good. It means they've been off before and fairly semi-recently. When I drained the gas out of this, a little bit of yellow gas came out, just stuff that's been sitting. Oh, you can see a little bit more just came out. The biggest thing is just be careful. There's a gasket underneath. You can see that. Just don't want to bust that up. Okay. You got two jets. You got your main jet here. You got a little pilot jet down there. So we're going to get that pilot jet out because I think that's going to be a culprit. Might be a smaller screwdriver. Yep. Biggest thing is just put some pressure on it. You don't want to strip that guy out. Unscrew him out, tip him over, he should pop out if I have him out enough. Come on. There you are. Alright, we are cleaned out, and you could probably see it's a lot easier to see through that now. So we're going to put that guy off to the side. And now we're going to get our other jet, which is our main jet, out. Actually, I don't think it actually needs to be. We can leave our main jet in because I can see clear as day through there. There's no obstructions. What I am going to do is just take a little bit of air and just kind of blow them through a little bit of passages here. Just make sure everything's hunky-dory. Okay, I'm just going to give this thing just a quick spritz just to clean up the gook on the outside. And then this is ready to go back on the sled. And I'm just going to go do the other one real quick. If I see anything, I'll bring you guys in. If not, then we can move on to the next thing. So I pulled the other jet out. That one is plugged. You can't see any light shining through that. So I'll clean this up and show you guys what it looks like after. That was the culprit. So I forgot to mention, the sled ran really good. Then all of a sudden I started it up a couple days ago and it would hard start and then it would want to like be boggy, like just it wouldn't, like idling wise, like it would idle, but it wouldn't idle well. This is why. She is pretty plugged up. There you go, you can see through it now. Main jet looks great, so let me just blow this thing out and we'll be good to go. All right, just reassemble this and throw it on the sled. Now I would call this like a pretty, like a dirty rebuild or like a quick cleaning. Honestly, the best way to go about this is get new gaskets, which is really just only 2 of them for these 2 carbs, and take everything apart, ultrasonic clean it, you know, all that good stuff. But we want to ride tomorrow, so we're going to kind of just do a quick, yep, looks good, throw it on, call it a day. Yep, we're good there. One day I'll pull these things back off. They don't take long to pull off, and we'll do a really good cleaning on this. But for now, this will be just fine. These carbs can take a lot of abuse, cleaning wise, or getting dirty wise, if that's the right term for it. These things are pretty tough. It's not like a Tillotson where any little tiny thing throws the whole system off. Okay, carbs are back on. They look good. Everything's in its spot. That's our brake. Our throttle's nice and smooth. No obstructions. We're good to go there. Next I'm going to do is just take these plugs out and change them. These look like in really good shape, but like oil changes on a car you get, like I like to always just do a fresh set of plugs on any snowmobile I get. I don't know why, don't ask, just something I do. Yep, a little oily from just quick starts, but overall they're not bad. These are runnable, but like I said, I'd rather just throw a fresh set in, call it a day. Could always save these as spares for if we need it, which is what I'm gonna do. Okay, plugs are done, carbs are good. I think I'm gonna give this thing a quick fire up and just see how she runs. And then we're gonna move on to the tachometer back there and get that old ski rule one out for the actual Merc one that's supposed to be. And see if the Merc one even works. There's been kind of a thing that Merc tachs just don't work, and hence why there's one out of a ski rule. I'm sure the original tach for this thing stopped working. It is a 4,000 mile sled. So let's first get this thing running, see how she sounds. Get the shop all smoky. I'm feeling like not breathing today. All right, let's give this thing a fire. See how she does. It's gonna be a couple times because obviously the carbs are empty. A little choke. She looks. All right, let's see now. Oh yeah. They're not as loud as I think they would be. They're actually fairly quiet. I have a few single jingles that bump louder than these things do. But man, this thing sounds so good. It definitely is a sweet looking sled. As you see, the tail light doesn't work either. We got to address that. Just a dead bulb. And then get the tach done, and this thing's ready for some snow. All right, we're moving on to the tach now. Looks fairly straightforward. You got a bulb here. Looks like it's burnt out. And then we got a ground, another ground. We got a yellow wire. Okay, easy enough. Okay, new tach is wired up. I don't have a light bulb in it yet, but it's in there. The dash being cracked doesn't give it a good secure. I mean, it's not moving anywhere, but either way, let's see if it works. I'm hoping it does. That was quite a bit of splicing. I got the old tach here. We can throw that in another project down the road. So let's start her up and see if it works. Well, we do not have a working tach, unfortunately. Doesn't seem like it wants to. Okay. Well, we don't have a working tach, so I think the old ski rule tach is going to go back in. Well, we are all put back together. I zip tied these cables to the box here so they're a little more secure. It doesn't affect anything. I also put the old ski rule tach back in because it works. I even cleaned up the light and that came on, so it's like it's meant to be. It gives the Merc character, you know. I'd rather have a working tach that says ski rule than no tach at all. And it looks pretty much the same besides just saying ski rule. Gives this sled character, you know. If we had a regular tach, it'd just be a regular trail twister. So we got to have a little bit of influence here and there. So yeah, bummed me out, didn't have the working tach, but you know what? We have a trail twister in the shop. We can't be too upset. So let's close the hood. We're done underneath here for now. We will go through this whole thing down the road. But today is not that day. She needs to stay a little greasy, you know? It's a trail twister. So next on the list, which I really don't want to do, is seeing if we can try to get those taillight screws out. I really don't know what to do there. I might have to try to tap it or like easy out. We'll see. So I gave up on the tail light for now. I was going to try to drill it out and tap it, but those screws are pretty hard and I don't have the right type of drill bits that's really that size that's trying to pierce into there to get a good easy out into that. So for the time being, I think we're going to leave that be and pretty much say we're good with this sled. It's going to need some things. There's a couple wiring touch-ups I want to do. They work, you know, but they're like, you know, electrical tape, butt connect. I want to do an actual heat shrink setup. Just clean up a few little things. And yeah, otherwise, you know, I think it's a pretty solid unit. for a trail twister. You know, these things are usually beat to death. But nonetheless, we're done with this sled, and either the next clip we're gonna work on something else, or you're gonna probably see me riding this, and then we'll keep going here. Because like I said, these little things don't really warrant a full video. So now let's get this off the lift. Let's put it over to the side, and we're gonna take out a couple sleds for tomorrow for some of this first ride. I wanna try a few out, especially that Johnson Challenger that got only a couple hundred views. No one really was interested in that restoration. If you are interested in restorations, I have a video playlist on that. We got to get that out. We got to get a ski whiz out, which that video should be out before this one. And my new fan is making a noise. That ain't cool. Can't have nothing nice. I'll have to get up there and see if I can mess with it. I also wanted to show this sled, get it out of the way. This is a Mercury. It's a 69, say 220. This sled is actually sold. Some of these sleds don't make it on my videos. So if you do see in the background, I just wanted to show you it. Some guy found me and saw that I have purchased it, made me kind of an offer I couldn't refuse on it, and I haven't done anything to it. So yeah, I am sorry. I did get some parts for this to get it running, but this one is unfortunately off to the next owner. Now, if he cancels, then we're gonna have it on, but I figure I'd give you guys a kind of a show on that one. I'll do one more walk around for you. This is a, I am technically the third owner, but the guy I got it from, he got it from the original owner. She's very, very grimy. It's been sitting allegedly since the, I think 71, he said. So it's been sitting for a long, long time, but it's in really good shape other than being, you know, really gross. The bogey wheels are in good shape. Track is, you know, it's all right. And yeah, so yeah, it just happens. Sometimes you get some projects in and you're going to get working on them and they just got to move on. That's how you got to fund the channel. You know, I'm not sponsored by anything, or I don't have Factor Meals as a sponsor or nothing like that. So I got to kind of sell some sleds and keep going so I can fund the channel, because it's just me. You know, this is a hobby. It's not, I don't make any money off this stuff. So all right, that's out of the way. So now you can see in the background, you know all about it. That sled is heavy. All right, we got them in. We're gonna try these three tomorrow. And then this one, it's rideable. We can take it out tomorrow if you wanted to. But it needs a few things I want to address. I wrote them way up top where I can't see it. Let's see if I can get up here. So we got to adjust the brake because currently we have no brakes on this thing. We need to, I say clutch rebuild. Debating on taking the primary and secondary off. This might not be a right now project. This might be a later on in the winter when I have more free time. But I'd like to take the clutches off and sandblast them and completely go through them. They have a little bit of rust pitting where it's kind of eating the belt a little bit, nothing crazy. Windshield trim, I want to put a piece of windshield trim around. And then obviously last is crank seals. I have a set of crank seals for this I want to throw in. And yeah, so that's basically the gist on the Johnson here. I don't even know where I'm at with this video. So Johnson's up on the lift. That thing is heavy. All right, guys. Well, since I got all the sleds inside, I think I'm going to pack it up tonight. And tomorrow, we're going to be riding. Hopefully, it starts to accumulate pretty early, so we can ride in the afternoon. If not, we'll have to do it Wednesday morning. But I think we'll be able to go out riding tomorrow and take a couple of these out. I think that'll be a lot of fun. We're expecting almost a foot. Man, I don't have any of my like newer sleds ready to pack some of the trails down. So I guess we're gonna have to try to do it with the vintages. I hear the Ski Whizzes aren't bad in the deep snow, but that, nope. That I have no idea, maybe. And that I have no idea, maybe. But yeah, I'm excited. This sled's a lot of fun. A little difficult to tune, I'm not gonna lie. What a fun sled. is a beast. I can't see nothing. I can't see anything. It's snowing so hard. And I'm too lazy to go inside and grab my goggles. But I'm gonna take you guys with me. Oh man, those were a lot of fun. If you want to see the ski whiz, see my previous video. I have a whole thing of running that around. But these two are the moral of this video, and man, my headlight went out on the Merc. I think it either officially died or there's something going on with that wiring, but it was working before, so maybe the light just finally went. I'll have to look into one of those. But nonetheless, it's a lot of fun. That Johnson, a little bit of a tuning thing, but that thing has low end torque like you wouldn't believe, and then it's kind of a little boggish, and then it wants to go. I've been kind of fiddling around with it, and I'm dialing it in. It's pretty good, but nonetheless, I'm gonna go warm up for a little bit. I am soaked, covered in snow. It is still snowing like crazy, so I've been outside for like an hour and a half, 2 hours now, ripping around. So I'm gonna go warm up, and then when you see me next, we're going to keep working, because like I said, this thing doesn't need a whole lot, but enough to warranty kind of an all-around video. So see you guys in a bit. Well, it's been a couple days. We got probably a foot of snow out there. Very winter wonderlandy. But we got to continue on here. Like I said, this video is kind of all over the place, kind of the whole point of this one. And we're gonna start working on this big old Johnson now. I'm gonna just start with getting the clutch off, and I'm gonna give a YouTube channel, Delmont Industries, a shout out. He's kind of the OMC guy, and he has a pretty good video on taking these clutches off and getting to the crank seals. I'll be showing it too, but he goes really in depth, proper way, how to do it. I'm just gonna be doing little snippets. So go give that channel a look at, and yeah, let's get going on this old Johnson. So I've been having the battery charge. This thing doesn't charge the battery up that well anymore. Let's see if we can get this belt off, and then we can pull the reverse, forward lever out of the way, and then we can get my special tool I made to get this clutch off. Basically, this clutch spins on clockwise to tighten, spins off counterclockwise to loosen. It's very simple, but the issue is the bolt is way back there. I don't think I have a light to show you, but it's a square nut behind, and you got to get a special tool or a wrench that's a 1-inch wrench that's very skinny to get back there to loosen it up. You also got to put like rope in the cylinders, or they do make a special tool to lock up the recoil side. All right, let's see if we can pop this clutch off. So I made a new plan. I gave up on the rope trick. The rope, it just wasn't, the way these pistons are being sideways and sideways, it just wasn't connecting right. It worked on my Challenger, which is the same motor, it just didn't work on this one. So what I did was, there's a little hole in this, I don't know, it's like a recoil shaft, it goes to the recoil and it spins. I put a socket extension there, and it sat right on the lip there of this like air intake or fan intake duct, or whatever you want to call it. I don't really know the proper term. Got to loosen up, and now she's just going to spin right off. Let's get this guy up out of the way. Put you guys down, because I think it's going to be a little heavy. There it is. Put that down. Oh, actually, I'll show you. There's that nut behind there. That's a 1-inch. With that off, we now can see our crank seal right there. So we're gonna get a crank seal, or a seal puller, and get that guy out. There she goes. There she is. As much of a pain it is to get the clutch off and go through all that. These seals are so easy to replace compared to splitting a case open and having to do it that way. Been there, done that, don't enjoy it. This, you can just pop it out and pop the new one in. It's nice and easy. So these are precision seals. You can get them right on Amazon. I wrote down on each one here. So the PTO side, which is the smaller seal here, is number 330663, and that's for this little guy. And then the mag side is 474260, and that's the bigger guy. So yeah, this one still had good pliable rubber. Looked like maybe a little bit was leaking out, but it looked like it's been changed in the past. But either way, it's good to change them. So I'm going to clean up the shaft the best I can and put the new one in. Okay, it's ready to go in. A little bit of brake clean in there, cleaned up. And I usually put just a little dab of oil, not a lot, just a tiny little bit, a drop, and just kind of put it around the rubber, give it a little bit of a lubrication, and just kind of wake it up a little bit. And then we'll slide that guy in. We'll get him to where he's close, and we'll take a socket or a hammer and just slowly get them in place. I don't have any deep enough sockets, so extension's gonna have to do. Just trying to go as even as I can. Very nice. Now we can spin our clutch back on. Like so. There. And just give it a little bit of a tightening. There we go. Now we can just put back everything. And we're ready to rip. So let me just put this guy back on and we'll move over to the other side. Next, I'm just adjusting the brake. Pretty simple, just it's basically just adjusting the castle nut there. One more. Cool. Go with that one. There we go. Oh yeah. Make sure we're still free. Yep, okay. Brakes are done. So now we gotta get to our recoil side here. We gotta take off our recoil bracket that holds our, our recoil handle bracket that keeps our handle where it needs to be. And then we need to take off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looks like 5 7/16 nuts here to get this part of the recoil and fan housing off. So we got a whole bunch of flathead screws. I'll do this one-handed to hold the camera. So I basically got to loosen all these up. So let me spend 10 hours doing this, and then I'll be back. Came off way too easy. Okay, this guy just slides off. There's a little like bearing, or there's a little like retainer cup here where the bearing sits, and also where the seal is. And there's our seal underneath. This one's actually in really good shape, but we're gonna change it out anyways. So this seal actually on this side was a smaller one, which is the 474260 like we did on the other side. I guess a couple of these OMC engines are different. Like on my Challenger, it was the little bit larger one. but I guess on this one, it's a smaller one. So I'd order 2 of each, so you just have it. But this seal actually was in pretty good shape. It was probably changed out at some point, but the rubber is super pliable. Yeah, we're gonna put a new one in regardless, so I'm just gonna do the same thing. Sorry, my GoPro camera died. I need to get an actual camera. I like these little GoPros, but they go through battery quickly and they seem to overheat sometimes. So I just put the points back on and all the gizmos and gadgets to make that all work. And this little guy is just a cam that just goes on, and you can see it moves the points. But yeah, so this crank seal is replaced. Well, she is put all back together. I threw the windshield trim on while the hood was off. Looks pretty good. And yeah, let's see. Windshield trim's done, crank seals are done, brake is adjusted, and then the clutches, they're actually really not that bad. I took a look at them when the clutches were off, and like I said, they have the rust pitting, but they're actually really smooth. So we're just gonna leave them be. I feel like I'm gonna get into a mess trying to get those off. It works good as it is, so. Yeah, she is ready for the snow.
this thing just floats on the snow. It's like a Cadillac. It just absorbs all the bumps. The only thing I just don't like about it is how loud it is. Other than that, this is my favorite sled, and it just runs really good. Those crank seals probably definitely helped it out. She deserves a little bit of love here and there, you know, because this thing just starts and goes. It never really needs any huge maintenance. So with that being said, I'm going to end this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was kind of a fun little work on a few sleds and enjoy some of the snow that we got. Early snow, actually. It's still December. So I'll see you guys very soon. We got a lot of fun projects coming up.